Forget drugs, forget knives. The biggest threat to your kids lies in your fridge. 1 in 3 children in the UK are overweight or obese, and this generation are facing a lifetime of chronic medical conditions and premature death. But one man has a mission to revolutionise the health of our children. Over the next 6 weeks, Britain's youngest professor of obesity and exercise, Paul Gately, will help 6 desperate kids battle their weight and get fit for life. This week, 11-year-old Amelia has a big problem.
I'd love to be there. Oh, my God.
Mum and Dad are devastated when they hear just how bad Amelia's weight problem really is.
We've obviously created a wealth of problems for Amelia.
You know, I feel terribly ashamed.
But family relationships come under intense pressure as they struggle with Professor Paul's new lifestyle rules.
More angry.
Yeah, well, I've said that already.
More annoying. More in my face. You are.
We're in Llandudno, and these are the Osbornes. Mum, Anna Marie, Dad, Peter, and of course, the apple pie and cream of their eye, 11-year-old Amelia. On the surface, Amelia's a lively, confident girl, a born performer. Her parents think she's got star quality.
I think Amelia's beautiful, bright, funny, happy, jolly, smiley. Well, I just think she's lovely.
She's just full of life, really.
But this budding star is hiding a big problem.
I'm scared when people ask me what's my weight because I don't like weighing myself.
Trouble is, this larger-than-life family love big food. Big on calories, big on sugar, and big on portions.
No, it's probably too small.
Dad, Peter, is a chef who loves to try his luxurious, indulgent recipes on his family.
I think red wine gives it a lot more flavour.
And when Dad isn't serving up vast dinners, the family indulge in other culinary, sinful pleasures.
Can I have 2 large doner kebabs, please?
And as an only child, Amelia gets whatever she wants, when she wants.
To us, I mean, Amelia is perfect.
This calorific lifestyle has taken its toll. Amelia is 11 years old and weighs a staggering 13 stone. Amelia is devouring a massive 5,000 calories a day. That's over 3 times more than her recommended daily allowance.
Sometimes food's so nice that we don't want to stop eating it.
Yeah.
If she doesn't do anything to reduce her weight now, life will become very difficult for Amelia. Secondary school is just 3 months away, and the pressures of being a teenager are around the corner. Time is running out fast. But they need not panic, as help is at hand in the form of Paul Gately. He's the youngest professor of obesity and exercise in the country. When he's not lecturing students at the Leeds Metropolitan University, he's helping hundreds of obese children shed pounds at the university's annual summer weight loss camp.
Our genes haven't changed in thousands of years, but our environment has, and it's the environment that causes obesity. If we change the environment, we'll change the weight of our kids forever.
But the man of science, Paul, is also a man of action. An activity addict, he can turn his hand to any sport. Over the next 6 weeks, Paul is going to help the Osborne family get Amelia slimmer and more active. But first, needs to uncover the truth about the Osborne family lifestyle.
This is clearly a family whose life revolves around good food. I suspect Amelia is eating the same size portions as her parents, and in terms of her activity level, it seems like she's active, but the reality is it's not strenuous enough to burn the calories. But it isn't just about food and exercise. I think Mummy's overprotective and the whole family revolves around Amelia. Both of those things need to be tackled for a healthier and fitter Amelia.
It's now time for Paul to get the Osborne family to Leeds to conduct a series of tests in his high-tech lab. It'll be the first time that they've addressed Amelia's weight problem, and it'll be the first time the family has met Paul face-to-face.
Hello guys, welcome to my lab, I'm Paul.
Paul starts by measuring Amelia's height and then weight. Her body fat is assessed in a pod, which can separate and analyse every fibre of the body to work out their proportion of fat to bone and muscle. With the test complete, it's time for Paul to sit down with Amelia to discuss the sensitive issue of weight.
Amelia, tell me about the types of foods that you like.
I like my dad's roast dinners. I like pasta. I like chips.
Do you think you're overweight?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, how do you know?
Because some of my friends are smaller than me.
So is it just when you sort of compare yourself against your
Yeah.
friends? Do you want to lose weight?
Yeah,
Seriously, or just you're not really too bothered?
200%.
200%?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to work 200%, I'll work 200%. So that'll be both of us working hard. Do you think your mum and dad will work hard?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be 4 of us working hard. But ultimately, you've got to work hard.
Yeah.
Shake on it?
Okay.
Come on then.
Coming up in part 2, Paul reveals the disturbing extent of Amelia's weight issue.
No, I feel terribly ashamed.
We've obviously created a wealth of problems.
Amelia divulges for the first time just how she really feels.
I'd love to be thin. Oh my God.
And Paul reveals 5 rules that will turn the Osbornes' world upside down. The Osbornes are setting out on a 6-week programme to help 11-year-old Amelia lose weight. Today they've travelled to Leeds, where Professor Paul Gately has conducted a series of tests on Amelia to ascertain the true level of her weight problem.
So we've got the results. Okay.
Do we want to know?
Well, I mean, that's the question to you, actually. The results might be upsetting,
Yeah.
and it's up to you whether you want to hear the results or not. So I just need to make sure that you're happy to hear them.
Yes, definitely.
For a child of Amelia's age, the normal weight category would be below 20.5. From 20.5 to 25 is the overweight category, and from 25 above is the obese category. Amelia's BMI is 35.5, which is well into the obese range, and her body fat is about 46%.
Right.
So each of those values are pretty high, and the fact that all of them together demonstrate a pretty significant picture as well. In context of health, the likelihood would be the high risk of diabetes, heart disease, and we also know now increasing risk of cancer from people with obesity as well.
I feel terribly ashamed.
Why do you feel ashamed? What is it you feel ashamed about?
Because we've let her get to that stage, you know. We've obviously created a wealth of problems for Amelia.
She was in a show at the theatre a couple of weeks ago with the dancing school, and you know, she comes out with all the other girls, and she's got the biggest smile, and she's dancing the, you know, trying her hardest and doing everything right, and yet to me it's just glaringly obvious that she's like a lot more overweight than any other child in that on that stage. But she's there, she's not in the least bit self-conscious, you know, I mean, and I feel like people will be looking and saying, why aren't those parents doing something about that child?
But Paul has a shock for Mum and Dad. Amelia has kept a video diary that reveals for the first time how she really feels about her weight.
I'd love to just like go somewhere and just like be accepted for being thin, not fat. I was really thin before I went to school, but then when I started going to school, I started getting a bit tubbier, and then but my mum and dad were quite tubby as well, so it didn't make me feel as bad. I really hope that like people will accept me if I go smaller, and I'd like to wear smaller clothes and not wear big clothes, and not be struggling to look for clothes. I'd like be like my friends and not be called hot air balloon in school. I'm really scared about telling my friends because I think they might laugh at me. I hope they don't. Well, I just hope it'd make me a better person and like make me look pretty in photos, make me not worry about my weight. I just really, really want to become thin, and I'd love to be thin. Oh my God.
It's clear to everyone in the room that despite Amelia's happy demeanour, there is, beneath the smiles, an unhappy child with feelings of frustration and a secret, desperate longing to be thin.
When I open this programme, I won't have to weigh myself. Be scared if I do.
Tell me your thoughts after watching that.
She's more aware of her weight than I knew she was.
To me, it just like, you know, I would just rather just like try and sweep it all under the carpet and just all pretend that it's all jolly and everybody's happy. And just pretend, and then everybody will be happy. But life's not like that. Is it?
And if we sweep it under the carpet,
It makes
we're gonna kill
a bigger pile, and then at some point
Seriously.
you've got to sort it out.
The statistics show that 80% of overweight and obese children become overweight and obese adults. And that's why now is a really important time. With the Osbornes now aware of the crisis that they face, I think we can start working and moving forward. But it's not just about the diet, it's about a lifestyle change for this whole family, and they all need to realise that. Mum and Dad need to be better role models, and they need to show Amelia life is about living, not about her. And that's critical for this family. I'm going to head to Wales and I'm going to give them 5 rules which set out how they can change and how they can live a happier and healthier lifestyle.
The next day, Paul heads to Llandudno to spend the day with the Osbornes, teaching them his 5 rules for a healthier, fitter Amelia.
Amelia, hello. How you doing?
Fine.
Well,
Paul's straight down to business as he reveals the 5 points that will become a way of living for the Osbornes over the next 6 weeks.
the first one is plan a week. Now, Amelia has a really busy schedule, but is she getting the best out of it? If you're not using your time efficiently and effectively, you end up sort of spiralling out of control, really. The second one is we need to up the intensity, the activity. She is terribly busy, but is the intensity enough? It's functional, not indulgent food. You are going to be really good at this. You have the skills to bridge the gap between boring food and indulgent food. If you can make food taste good, you can make functional food taste good. Smaller portions and less calories. Next one, always a challenge, mum and dad models. This is about mum and dad time. It's about one night a week, sitting down, the both of you, and chatting. Now, the reason why that's important, because that leads into the next one, which is a responsible Amelia. I've listened to her talk, I've chatted with her, and she's pretty mature, pretty responsible. And you know it too. And so it's about how do we get the best out of that and do more of that. Walking to school might be a suggestion. Will that or won't that work? I know she's going to secondary school in September. Will that or won't that be another opportunity?
So, as the Osbornes sign up, Paul gets to work implementing the rules. And what better place to start than Rule 1, plan a week.
So, can you give me an idea of what is sort of Amelia's schedule?
Monday she has Bible club after school. On a Tuesday evening she goes to Popstar Academy. Thursdays is choir practice. Friday is band. Saturday mornings is Popstar Academy. And then Sunday she sings in St Paul's Church Choir.
As you walk through that schedule, it is an extremely busy schedule. And there's lots of people that talk to me about a busy lifestyle, but that doesn't lead to an active lifestyle. Busy and active can be two completely different things.
So, part 1 of the plan, tweak the activities to help burn the calories.
It's not all about Amelia. It's all about recognising time for you and doing things for you, because then that will have a knock-on effect on Amelia in terms of her seeing you doing things for you and recognising that that's normal.
With the planning challenge set, Paul gets on to Rule 2, up the intensity, which will turn Amelia's busy schedule into a weight-reducing workout.
When I've chatted to you and your mum and your dad about the activities that you're doing loads of stuff. But if we want to try and make you more active and healthy and help you lose some weight, OK, then what we need to do is we need to make sure that the activities that you're doing are helping you
burn some calories. And at the moment, I think whilst you're really busy, you're not doing that many activities that are getting you out of breath, are you?
Paul is keen to get Amelia to take up more energetic activity.
What other activities do you like?
I like enjoy tennis.
So Paul has served up a game of tennis to demonstrate rule number 2, up the intensity.
This is a community centre with great facilities, a stone's throw away from your house. How many times have you guys been here?
To the nearest figure, none.
Oh, right. OK. So, first of many family activities. What I want to do is just let's have a bit of fun, play a bit of tennis. Let's just enjoy just being together and doing some activity.
Paul starts by teaching the Osbornes the basics of ball control.
Touch the floor. So it's just about trying to sort of try different things. That's it.
And although Peter
There you
thinks
go.
that that's an activity he can do sitting down, Paul soon has them facing each other across the net, ready to do battle.
Whoops.
It's a tense moment on centre court as Amelia struggles to learn the basics. But gradually, she picks it up.
Good.
Eventually, it's match point as she drives
done.
the ball
Good.
past her mum.
Oh, it's got a spin on it. Well done, guys.
Game over, but Paul still wants to volley a rule across to mum and dad.
So, one of the family rules is mum and dad models. And this is about what we were talking about in terms of you guys doing activities together. You don't have to do it with Amelia. She's got her own schedule to keep. So this is a good way of you guys doing things together and becoming a good role model in terms of activity. Because how it ends up spinning off is that Amelia wants to do this more because mum and dad are playing.
Yeah.
Back home, it's time to tackle one of the bigger issues in the Osborne house, their rich diet. As a chef, Peter prepares nightly feasts for the ladies in his life. He shows off his skills to Paul.
Tell me what we've got.
Well, that's our starter. So what it is, it's a little tart.
The rule is functional, not indulgent food.
Right.
So, and I think this in some ways will be easy for you to do. It's about really using your skills to move from indulgent food to functional food. And the function is good tasting food that has got lower calories in it.
Yeah. I mean, I've always joked I've done a calorie I didn't like.
So Paul wants Peter to swap the high-calorie, rich food for tasty, healthy options. Amelia is currently eating almost 5,000 calories a day. Paul needs to address this.
One of the cupboards that made me quite nervous was this cupboard here, okay?
I don't know why it made you nervous.
Really? Well, crisps and biscuits and cakes and things like that. There's probably enough calories in there to feed the England team. It's there and available.
Yeah.
And what we need to try and do is remove that availability. For Amelia, she needs about 1,800 calories per day.
With Amelia's calorie intake quartered, there's just time for one last rule. Anna-Marie insists on chauffeuring Amelia everywhere, leaving no time for herself.
I do think that I feel that I am overprotective towards Amelia, but I feel that I do admit that.
Paul's trying to convince Anna-Marie that Amelia is more capable of doing things for herself.
You've actually done the real necessary groundwork, and I think you need to recognise that too, which then should allow you the confidence to let Amelia go, in order that you can do the other things that allow you to focus back on you. If you let her go, she'll come back. If you keep holding on tight, she'll go anyway.
So with that, Paul says farewell.
You've done brilliant.
Thank you.
You've done brilliant. Give us a hug. You've done great. Really good. And good to see you.
Okay, thanks very much for all your help.
Bye. See you soon.
Tomorrow, the Osbornes must go it alone with Paul's new rules. How will they cope? It's the first day of the Osbornes' new life under Paul's new rules, and Anna-Marie is reflecting on the challenge ahead.
We realise that we've got a big mountain to climb, but we're all fully committed and raring to go. And Amelia's raring to go, and I'm raring to go, and hopefully Peter will be raring to go as well.
In the kitchen, Chef Peter is clearing his cupboards of calories.
All the things that are in the cupboard are coming out. All the crisps. Together, we make a very great team, Anna, Amelia and I. And because we want to achieve it, we will achieve it. And if any one of us is feeling a little bit down, the other two's really going to help them. So, you know, it's going to work for us. To an outsider, the problems are obvious. But you get so caught up in work and everything else that you're doing that the obvious things sometimes just miss you by. We owe it to Amelia more than to anybody else because she is a gorgeous little girl and full of energy and loads of other things. And the one area that we have missed or we've slipped up on is the food thing, and we're now going to do something about that.
And the Osbornes are as good as their word.
Amelia's come home from school and she's hungry, so she wants a sandwich. So we've got 3 slices of Weight Watchers bread. We've got the bottom one jam-packed with lettuce and cucumber, and some extra light mayonnaise. And then on the next layer we've got 2 slices of very low-fat turkey.
And a drink.
And that makes a triple-decker sandwich, which is 194 calories. Everything's been weighed and measured and verified, checked by an independent adjudicator. And you need to sit down at the table to eat it, not stand there and eat it. And together with a drink, which is 10 calories, on a no added sugar spring water and fruit drink. So altogether that's just 204 calories. Nice, isn't it?
Back in Leeds, Paul reflects on whether the Osbornes will sink or swim with his new rules.
It looks like they've made a really good start, and they're showing commitment to the functional, not indulgent food. But what about all the other rules? They're important too. And it's not just about the diet, it's a lifestyle change. And as food becomes less of a focus, they need to find other interests. Mum and Dad need to develop their own interest. If they don't follow all of these rules, Amelia will remain in the 80% of obese children that become obese adults.
Coming up, Amelia's not happy with the rules.
The food hasn't got any flavour at all.
Her relationship with Mum reaches breaking point.
Disgusting, it's minging, it's mingy, it's mank, it's rank, and it's boring as well.
Hi!
And Mum is forced to face her demons as Amelia sets sail on her challenge. Peter and Anna Marie Osborne have embarked on a 6-week programme to help their 11-year-old daughter, Amelia, lose weight. They've been set 5 rules by Professor Paul Gately to help Amelia reduce her 13-stone bulk. Paul has warned this family that only by sticking to all 5 rules will Amelia be in the 20% of kids who successfully win their obesity battle and become fit, healthy adults. The Osbornes have been following these rules for a week. It's Saturday, and the Osbornes decide to put the up the intensity rule in place as they take a family trip to the dry ski slope.
What we're going to do then, guys, quickly, go for a walk with one skill, just to slightly get used to the feel of the floor.
As the instructor puts them through their paces, Peter and Anna Marie are struggling.
Yeah!
Your mum's had enough, she's going. She's off.
But they persevere, and by doing this, they're taking in Rule 4, being good role models for Amelia. Back at home, the Osbornes are making a healthy dinner.
Work out how many calories in the chicken breast, because all these packs are different and all the weights are different and everything.
And all the breasts are different. Then I bought a pack of vegetables for roasting, and it's 100 and it's nice because if you buy something like that, it does tell you how many calories there are on it, which was
206.
206.
In Leeds, Paul is watching the Osbornes' progress as they cut out the calories and make healthy food.
Peter's a chef and understands food, so he's more than capable of keeping Amelia below her 1,800 calories. But it's more than just a diet for this family. It's about an active lifestyle, it's about responsible Amelia, and it's about Mum and Dad being good role models. If they don't crack this, they'll slip back into their old ways, and Amelia will be at much greater risk of heart disease, diabetes, and ill health.
After 2 weeks on the new rules, the functional, not indulgent rule is working well and everyone understands the concept of calories.
It's just my rough way of jotting things down so that, you know, we know where we're up to and then we know what we've got left for the rest of the day, really. We're not forbidding things, but if you then give the option and say, well, look, you know, that's actually about 160 calories, you know, and that was just like a snack, you know, and would you not rather have something else later or something more for your dinner? Then obviously it's about making choices.
But as they enter week 3, it becomes clear that some of the rules are not working quite as well. As part of the responsible Amelia rule, Paul told Anna Marie to let Amelia make her own way to some of the many activities she enjoys. But she's still busy chauffeuring Amelia around.
I'm happy to take her to the activities because I want her to be doing them, but it's just not practical on any level for her to be getting there by herself at her age.
But Amelia is keen to be more responsible and is finding her parents' lack of trust a problem.
Can I serve it? I want to start cooking, like, I want to help Mum and Dad cook. Usually I just stay out their way because, like today before when I wanted to dish out the dinners, Dad said no.
And Amelia wants to help in the kitchen for a very good reason.
It's got no flavour, the food hasn't got any flavour at all. You know, it tastes like really, really weird. I'd like it to taste a bit nicer.
And Anna Marie is also struggling with the functional, not indulgent food rule.
The food is feeding us and nourishing us in the way it's supposed to, but I have to say I can't say there's none, but there's not very much enjoyment to it.
In fact, although the Osbornes are losing the weight, they're fast losing their enthusiasm for the new regime.
These crisps that Amelia's chosen today are only 96 calories per pack.
The functional side has taken the fun out. Funny, because the first three letters of functional are fun, all right? But in actual fact, it's actually taken it out of it.
And worse is to come. The misery over food, the lack of attention to responsible Amelia, and the family obsession with calories, not activity, is putting a severe strain on the mother-daughter relationship.
You don't think the food's very nice?
No, it's minging.
I don't want you to use that word, so can we think of another word,
mingy,
please?
Then.
Can we think of another word, please?
Can I say it's minging?
No, that's not a nice word, and we don't use that word in this house.
Ever it is, it's disgusting, it's minging, it's mingy.
Hi!
The Osbornes are now frantically counting calories. They have little time for anything else, and everyone is miserable. In Leeds, Paul watches as the Osborne family start to fall apart under pressure.
This is what I hoped wouldn't happen. The Osbornes have replaced their obsession for good food with an obsession for their new diet. We need to remove this obsession with food and find other activities for them to do. That's why we outlined up the intensity, mum and dad time. Those things are critical. I suspect Amelia is losing a lot of weight, but it's not sustainable weight if she's unhappy. I need to get to Llandudno and help them sort this out.
It's Sunday morning, and the Osbornes are preparing yet another strict calorie control breakfast.
Oh, that's very clever. 40 grams. Bang on.
With semi-skimmed, with 125 ml of semi-skimmed milk.
Yeah.
That's 201 calories for that. That's really answer. What?
It looks very much like rapid food.
Little do they know they're being watched.
30 grams.
30 grams. Is that including the milk?
Yeah. That's loads of Cheerios.
What was that?
Oh.
Do you want some Cheerios?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, how are you?
Good to see you. So, how's the food been going?
Okay.
Why is it been just okay?
There's no flavour.
There's no flavour? How can there be no flavour when you've got a dad who's a chef?
It's like so many times just putting salt in something would have improved the flavour, which we haven't done.
Yeah.
Right, we've been really, we really have good. We've stuck to it. Every recipe 100%.
For me, getting the calories down and getting the sort of getting the meals in a way that you feel as though you're not having bland food all the time. If that requires a bit of added salt, that's what it requires.
But Paul is still concerned about how much Amelia's hating her new healthy regime, so takes her off for a chat.
So would you like to get involved in cooking?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why?
I don't know, I just like to be more helpful.
Just like to be more helpful?
Yeah.
It seems like you are getting more helpful at home. Yeah?
Yeah.
more helpful you can be, the more stuff you can do with your folks.
Yeah.
And the more they'll leave you to get on with things because they think you're more responsible. So, OK then, well, I've got a challenge for you. And my challenge is to have your friends around and set up a smoothie bar. And then you're going to make smoothies. So I've got some things here. I've got some bananas and some raspberries, some pineapple, and a smoothie book which tells you how to make all these things.
Paul is keen to get the Osbornes' minds off their stomachs, so he's organised a brand new activity for them.
You guys live near the beach. What a better thing to do than learn to sail. Look at it out there, it's beautiful. So, we've got Alex and Chris here who are going to show us the ropes and get us started with a bit of sailing.
We're raring to go.
Well done, Amelia.
Paul and Amelia take one boat with Mum and Dad in another. Paul is keen that Mum and Dad sail too, as it's a good role modelling for Amelia and will prove to the whole family that life isn't just about counting calories.
All right, straighten your rudder now.
Very quickly, Amelia is mastering the art of steering her own ship. And as Amelia takes the helm, it's Osborne versus Osborne as the family embark on a race.
As long as we beat Mum and Dad, that's all right.
I'll win the race.
At the end of a successful sailing trip and with the Osbornes on a high, Paul has a challenge for Amelia.
Because you did so well today. All of you did really well today. But I think you did especially well. So next week, your challenge is quite a tough challenge, and your challenge is to navigate your way around the course. And it's you that's doing it. How's that sound?
Fine.
You up for that?
Yep.
And with that, Paul leaves the Osbornes to try the rules again for another 2 weeks.
No, not really.
The next day, so sick of the healthy food, Amelia gets straight to work making her diet more interesting, which also allows her to take responsibility for something. But Mum is finding it hard to let Amelia take control.
I'm going to do it over there.
Can't do it over there, Amelia. It has to be over here.
But finally, she takes a leaf out of her father's cookery book and is head of the kitchen.
I don't think you need the ice cubes for the frozen raspberries.
You do, it does say, look.
And I think that
Any complaining, you're out my kitchen.
I say she takes after her dad. And it looks like him, and now she's taking after him.
Cheers, everyone, and thank you for coming.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, and thank you, Amelia.
Cheers.
The smoothies prove a hit with neighbours and friends, so it's...
Same time next week.
Over the next few days, Amelia ups the intensity of her activity by setting up her own obstacle course in the back garden. And Mum and Dad finally make time for themselves as the spotlight is turned on them and not their daughter.
Sorry.
What happened there?
Sorry.
Peter starts with 2 left feet, but as the evening unfolds, there's a twinkle in his toes, and Llandudno gets its very own Fred and Ginger.
Thanks very much for all your help. You were expert teachers, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to do it.
That's right.
As they enter the last week, the intensity is up even more as Mum and Amelia head to the seafront to take part in a charity fun run. This is a perfect opportunity for Amelia to be given some responsibility, but Mum is reluctant to let go.
Follow the crowd up to the George and follow the crowd back here and stay by Ian Turner's van and don't move from there, OK?
But as the race starts,
1, go!
Amelia gets into her stride and runs ahead and out of sight. Mum can't keep up and concedes defeat and has no choice but to let go of the reins. As Amelia finishes the race and comes back for Mum, Anna-Marie realises that no harm has come to her and she finally learns to let go.
And Amelia was way ahead of me, so that wasn't a problem. In fact, Amelia finished it and then went back to pick me up, so that was kind of her.
And as the week progresses, this leaves Anna-Marie with more time to do stuff of her own.
The professor said that I need to make more of an effort to put myself first. So that's why I'm here today.
But with days to go, there's just one more test the Osborns must face.
Yeah.
This is a test for all of the Osborns. Of course it's about activity for Amelia, but there's an underlying element to that. It's about her taking responsibility, and it's about Mum and Dad letting go. It's just as much a challenge for them as it is for Amelia.
As Amelia gets ready for her challenge, Mum and Dad are nervous.
Feeling extremely nervous. This is a pretty tough challenge to actually sort of navigate solely around this course.
If we've got to do it, then we've got to do it. So we'll just have to hope that she gives it her best shot, and, you know, we'll just all be there with gritted teeth and biting our fingernails, just hoping that she can make it.
As an activity, sailing takes Amelia completely outside her comfort zone.
I really hate these things. Scare my life out of me.
And it's clear that right now she'd rather be anywhere but on the water.
It's freezing cold. I know. It's too cold. I really don't like this. It's too cold.
And Mum is concerned too. But eventually, Amelia plucks up enough courage to set sail.
Let me know if it all gets too much.
Okay.
If we capsize, don't panic, okay?
And with the course set, Amelia familiarises herself with the boat.
Right. Right. Yeah.
As Amelia finds her sea legs, Mum is close at hand to make sure she doesn't drift too far.
You okay, Amelia? You're doing really well. Okay.
But despite Mum's concerns, Amelia is okay and in full control. In fact, as the wind picks up, she embraces the spirit of the ocean and a sense of freedom. As she takes control of the boat and navigates herself round the course, she's conquered her challenge and become responsible Amelia. And Mum and Dad finally realise that Amelia is more than able to take control of her life.
Well done, Amelia.
Absolutely brilliant. Really proud. She did really, really well.
Come on, missus, out the water now.
Absolutely brilliant. Come on. Absolutely brilliant. Well done.
You did fantastic.
Was it good?
It's been a great day for the Osborns. Amelia has completed her challenge and has embraced the responsible Amelia rule. What's more, her parents have allowed her to do it. Coming up in part 4, the Osborns return to Leeds to find out if they've done enough to turn Amelia's life around.
Are you nervous?
I'd say that we're cautiously optimistic.
But Amelia's still concerned.
Hopefully when I go back to the new school, I'll be a lot thinner.
The Osborns have been following Paul's rules for 6 long weeks. It's not been an easy journey. Along the way, they've had to change the things they love most.
The food hasn't got any flavour at all.
And sometimes they seem to have got lost in the rules.
We've got to all try and do a bit more and up the intensity.
But as the weeks progressed, they found their bearings and got back on course. But as their adventure ends, have they done enough to prevent a life plagued by ill health for Amelia? So today they've travelled to Leeds to see if all their hard work has paid off.
Hello guys, how you doing? Good to see you. You all right?
Amelia's height, weight and fat-to-muscle ratio and fitness are reassessed to see if she's lost any of the weight she so desperately needed to lose to avoid a future ruined by ill health. The test's complete, Paul has a question he's dying to ask Amelia.
How did you get on with your challenge?
Everyone said I did really well.
Cool. Was it good weather?
No.
Wasn't good weather?
No.
Wasn't like when we went?
No, it was really, it was raining and the wind was quite heavy. And the boat that was next to us capsized.
Really?
Yeah.
And you didn't?
No.
Oh, well done.
He has one final question to put to Amelia.
How easy do you think it will be for you to keep up this sort of healthy lifestyle routine?
Really easy.
Tell me about that.
Because if you've done it for a period of time, it becomes a routine, and then you get used to doing it, and then the more you do it, the more you're going to remember.
How hard are you going to work to keep it going?
The same as I said at the beginning, 200%.
Good.
And finally, it's the moment of truth for Peter and Anna Marie, as Paul has the results of Amelia's final tests.
Well, so, to the results. Are you nervous?
I'd say that we're cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic. Amelia has gained 1 centimetre. She's got a centimetre taller, which is good. She's lost 6 kilos in weight, which is just over the sort of 13 pounds. Really good. The impact that's had on her BMI, her BMI before was 35. It's reduced the BMI to 32.5. So 2.5 BMI units is a pretty big jump. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I think she's done really well, and we have done it in a shorter space of time than we thought. So I think we can only improve on that, and hopefully there'll be more improvement in the next couple of weeks or so. I don't think that she could physically have tried any harder or worked any harder than she's done. So I'd say that that's, you know, she's done really well.
It's had an impact on us wholly as a family. I think, as we said when we first started this journey, that we were going to do it as a family. And the great thing is Amelia's lost 13 pound. We've both lost 15 pound as well. So it's in the month, we've actually lost 3 stone 1 pound between the 3 of us, which is a heck of an incentive to then move on from there.
It's fantastic news for the Osbornes, but Paul is keen to stress that the work has only just begun.
You've done fabulous. In the last few weeks, you've done absolutely brilliant, and you've put all of the things that we've talked about into place, and that's great. The key is to keeping it going.
We can't ever go back, that's the thing.
No.
So if we fall by the wayside, we'll be knocking on your door.
That's fine.
For a bit of encouragement.
That's fine, not a problem.
But we won't fall by the wayside, because we're all committed.
6 weeks ago, Paul showed the Osbornes a video diary Amelia had recorded.
I really, really want to become thin, and I'd love to be thin. Oh my God. And like be like my friends and not be called hot air balloon in school.
6 weeks on, and she's recorded another.
But yeah, it's been really, 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 really good. I've enjoyed doing it, and I'll be doing lots more activities, and I'm going to keep on with the tennis, and also I'm going to do more sailing as well, because I really enjoyed the sailing, and I thought that it was the best thing ever. The best thing, wicked. And I'll definitely carry it on. I'm sure Mum and Dad will join me on that, and I know they'd probably say it if they were in here as well. Hopefully when I've gone back to my new school, when I go back to my new school, I'll be a lot thinner. I think that Mum and Dad will be proud of me. I'm proud of them, and I'm proud of myself as well.
She's right, we are proud of her. You know, she's done really, really well, hasn't she?
I think she's done, you know, I don't know what I could have expected from her, but I think that she's exceeded my expectations.
The Osbornes have done really well, and Amelia has lost lots of weight. But it was only when they started to do all of the rules that it started to become fun and enjoyable. By just focusing on diet, there's a greater chance they'll fail and revert back to where they were. But that hasn't happened, and in order for them to be successful in the future, they've got to stick to all of the rules, not just one.
It's been an emotional journey for the Osbornes, a labour of love and hate, and at times they've been close to cracking.
Oi.
But with Amelia in mind, they stuck to the programme and conquered their demons.
We want to spend time together, we want to do some activities together. That's Anna and I, as well as the 3 of us as a family.
I think it's just an overall feeling of well-being, and I certainly feel that Amelia has turned that corner and is approaching it with a far more positive attitude.
Amelia is still sticking to her active schedule and continues to lose weight, while Mum and Dad are maintaining their healthy eating regime.
It was very fun to do, and I'm really glad that I did do it.